everything is learning, and it's not only sitting in a classroom and getting education. That education is basically how you are behaving in the society, and what is your contribution to the society with what capability you have inside you. Not everyone will be a mathematical professor or everyone will be a sports person, but everyone will have some talent. You are a sportsman, you have to bring the sports up. When I started cycling in college, there was no cycling. Now the cycling is so big in college, and it's got the medals of the university level, national level, even the national games medal. I'm alumni, but still that will add to the college achievement. When I used to work in the office, I used to clean the classrooms, I have to clean everything. What I'm doing, I was proud to do that. I was not ashamed, because the same age people are sitting in the classroom. I'll go clean I had no regrets, because I know, and this is the way to start your life. Even when I go to any places, whatever job you do, you should be proud about that, what you're doing. Even any job, it can be any job, okay? Then people will start giving recognitions for that job.
I am Baiki Winky, and this is the Working Athlete Podcast. Here, I talk to working athletes from all walks of life and experts from various sports to provide you with inspiration, training tips, time management, and lifestyle advice. If this is something that interests you, please make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any future episodes. Today's guest, Sreenath Lakshmikanth, is one of the hardest working athletes in the country. This rider from Kerala has inspired many athletes not just from his home state but from around the country. His humble nature and work ethic endears him to everyone who crosses paths with him. In this episode, we talk about the start of his cycling journey as well as his progression over the years. We talk about his experience at 2022 Gujarat National Games, where he won his first medal at that level with a bronze medal in the road race. We also talk about his coaching venture and the high altitude training camps he conducts in Ooty, which has been his home base in the last few years. This was a lovely conversation with an inspirational athlete. I hope you enjoy this as much as I did. With that, let us dive right in. Welcome to the Working Athlete Podcast, Sreenath. It's a pleasure having you here.
Thank you, sir.
So, Sri, let us start by talking about your, relationship with sport as a kid.
Yeah. As a kid, I wanted to do some sport, because in school and all, I was so hungry to do some sport. I used to go for any events. Basically, like any other kid, I started with cricket. But in our school, first thing, everyone's criteria is the build, how you look. Do you have an athletic figure? And in the school time and all, I couldn't find any sport. I used to play Coco. That also not to play. I only draw the that Coco track. It's a big track, and after that I'll sit in the bench, and sometime I'll do some workout. That's all. Not workout. We actually train. We didn't know that time what is training. We just play. Playing and training is different. That I didn't know that time. And I used to try for another sports also, but it didn't work. But still, I had that enthusiasm and hunger inside me to become a sportsman. And I was finding, even in the +2 time also, I couldn't find any sport. I went to do long distance running, and it's like sometimes that coaches won't believe that this person can do. Or first day only they told me to run 20 laps. I can't do that. I didn't do. And I was like, it's slowly I quit it. And once I reached college, I made my mind that I'm going to find one sport. I'm going to stick with the sport. And then same thing, I came to running first with one of my friend called George. He used to be a marathon runner. He's a half marathon specialist. I used to go with him, and I was keep running. And then I tried cricket also. One of my classmates was like junior level, state level player. He wanted someone to play with him because in our class nobody was there. And he asked, which is your specialization? Said, any special, anything you need to specialize at that time. And I was like, I can I can bowl well, and I bat also decent, but I don't know what is their level. But I said like that. Then we planned, but it didn't work. The meantime, I used to hang out with the Gusti boys and bodybuilders, and they asked me. I was keep asking what event to do. Then they said, Gusti, you can try. And I was like 48 kilos. And I was like, okay, we'll
You
try.
are still 48 kilos, I
No,
think.
now I am 56, 55, 56.
Right.
And then I went to the physical education director's room. Then I saw the cycle there. Then I asked, what is that? Then they said, there is an event called cycling. And I said, can I do that? I asked to the seniors. Seniors said, yeah, you can do. Then I said, I do cycling from my house to college and to work and etc. like that. They said, can I do? They said, no team for college and all. We will try. Then we went to physical education officer again and said, sir, he have a cycle. He cycles. Can he do the cycling? He said, first time, no. Because it's a track cycle, fixie. They don't know about road even. Said, no, sir, I will do. Then the senior head said, okay, let him take. And he gave me one cycle from, I had a cycle Mac. He gave me the Firefox road bike, which converted into fixie.
Right.
That some seniors did some stupid work. The bike is gone. And they gave me another BSA fixie cycle. And I took that and went to my cousin's house. I was staying in cousin's house now and then when I was in college. Oftenly, I'll go home also. And the day before, the bike they gave me that night, I sat and stitched my brother's skin suit, that skating skin suit. It's very short, like
Right.
if I need supposed to be X, I wear XS, but I had that kids XS, very small, and I stitched it and somehow I wore it and all. And the morning I put helmet and went full fast. 5 kilometer chain slipped and I fell from here till my right hand fully gone.
Wow.
Early morning, and that time metro work was happening. I didn't talk quietly. I went home. Nobody was wake up at that time, 6 o'clock or something. Nicely, I had bath, put one full sleeve, and went to college. By the time I reached college, my shirt became full red. That was
With blood.
blood. Blood was not pouring. It was like
Just seeping in.
and it's like first layer cut. But it was so much like road rash, no. And we went to hospital, and sir said, now you are not going to cycle. Then I said, sir, no problem, I'll manage. That's how I started cycling, and my first event.
So you went and participated with those injuries and stuff.
No. That was the first day I started cycling. As a competition, I know there is a cycling. Then I started. Then the first competition was like university level, normal university. All colleges will come. Luckily, in our university, there is only few teams, only 4 teams, and to come third is okay. Come second is hard because one college is very strong. And I was like, okay, we'll try. And I was training at that time little bit and all. There was a coach called Louis sir. He was Kerala Sports Council coach, and he retired. He was training only his daughters for the university events because he's retired. Then I started joining under him, and I had work also at that time. I was working in a restaurant in the evening, 6 to 1. And morning, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, he'll tell to come. I will go by 8, 8:30 and all. By the time he'll finish, he'll say, go 2 round and go home. Like, okay. And I used to do that, and we went for the competition. Just before competition, we did some track training and all. And in that event, I came second. That was one turning point, because then everyone said, yeah, you can do like that and all. And of course, for me, it was the first medal at any other. I never got any sports accolades before that. And I just took it, and then I started training. But still that year I didn't train. 2014, I think. 13 I started. 14 was the race. 14 beginning. Then from there I started. 15 onwards I started properly, because there was a team which trains for road. Milan Chetan. He's my senior. I used to train with him. His coach was Crispin sir. And then I started training under Crispin sir. After Louis sir said, you better go with them. I started training with Chris Winsor, and then I started really training hard on the last National Games time. Kerala National Games started 1.5 months, 2 months before I got a cycle, road bike, and then I started training consistently. From that time, I'm training properly, like with some coaches schedule and consistently. There is not much.
From 2016 onwards.
15.
15 onwards.
Yes.
Okay.
15 was the national games. Before 3 months before I started training. Before also I used to train, but it's like chuma. I will ride every day. I don't know what I'm doing, but still I used to ride. But for a proper way, I started from 2015 beginning, and from there I started doing state level and all. Like that, cycling started.
Excellent. So once you started, training properly, that national games you were talking about, did you end up taking part in that, or did you go watch it, or what was the scene there?
No, we didn't go to watch and all because I just started cycling. I didn't get selected because they're supposed to do on trials. I actually started training with Milan because Milan Chetan had an accident in the state meet time. Then they said they are planning to do it open trials for the national games. We were training for that. We used to focus on road time trial, and that time Naveen's first Jamkhandi Nationals 2014, he did some 52 minutes that time, and that was our target. And we used to do 58 in that time, but we don't know the road and terms and conditions will change. But still, we have that. Naveen did 52, I did 58. That's good. 6 minutes gap is there. How we can close? That's the motivation we had to ride at that time, honestly. And Milan Chetan also was very motivated and dedicated and disciplined. We can't mess around with him. One time we said we have to be there, otherwise it's he will get nicely. And that year they didn't do the national games trials. That's why we were worried because we trained for that. But of course, we know this is not only one platform. There are so many other platforms also for cycling. Different level of events will happen, and we have the store support, bike store. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come till this level because for me to source a cycle, my first cycle is like multiple people's contribution. Like if somebody need a kidney transplantation, how many people will contribute? Like that, my kidney people sponsored means my bike. So many people, even my classmates, my teachers, and my friends, even the shop, everyone contributed little. And then I got the bike, Lapierre bike. It was like 85,000. I can't even imagine at that time. But I started training on that, and they used to they gave me an accommodation in there. They have a house. Their Polesar had a house which is other company staff and managers used to stay, and me and Faisal and used to stay there. Milan Chetan had his own house that he was staying there. Once I got the house, then I quit the restaurant job because it was very hard. Even after college, evening 6 to 1 is very hard. When I joined college, I needed that because I needed a place to stay and food. If we working in a restaurant, food is free. Then eventually they gave me the accommodation also. That's how I sorted that. But once I started training, I quit the job. I told him that this is the thing. They are also happy because they are the people who likes to see the people around with them growing.
Right.
And every people around me, most of the people around me are like that. That's why I'm happy and yeah.
It is through just that passion that you had, that you wanted to do sports, and you had trouble supporting yourself, but you were supporting yourself basically through your education, for working after your college and stuff like that, and you were training in the mornings and trying to support yourself, get yourself through education, get yourself financially with supported, self-supported through your evening job.
Yeah.
And what was driving you for through this period? Why did you want to so much do sports?
Actually, for me, uh, I wanted to do something which my parents didn't do. That's why they don't understand what I want to do and how much I need to dedicate myself physically, mentally, and financially, that they don't know. And they will help with their support. They can't support with their financially. That I also know. That's why I never troubled them when I was in, even I was in 10th standard. That time I was school kid. Even that time we will ask things and all. In plus two, when we are studying, my friends had phone and things and all. But I never asked because I know my parents can't afford. But I will just ask. Chuma, I know it won't come, but just to ask. Then after 10th, that also stopped. Then I used to work because I used to work first in an entrance coaching center, like a clerical work, giving papers and books and getting food for the teachers. And my classmates are studying there. And for me, that's a motivation because my classmates are studying. I can work and do these things. Means I feel like I don't have top class mark, but at least I'll do a good grade in the classes. And that time also, I wanted this sports thing in my inside, but I don't know how to start. And I know always. Uh, uh, I like to respect people and I like people respecting me also. And I like people, I like to listen when somebody is saying, I like to listen. I like that. I like to talk to people also. If you want to give these two things, you need to achieve something at some level. I'm not a musician or artist or anything. I never tried. But I've seen sports persons have a special quality because they are physically fit and mentally fit. In normally, when we are sitting, who is the strong? These two things we look. Then one sports person is the ultimate in these two things. And whichever level, even if it's in school, when we see the school sprinter, it's wow, how he run. Like that was the respect to him. And when we will wait to talk to him, how he is achieving these things. That was inside me because I wanted to talk to people because I know with our action we can change people. And of course we need to talk also, but most of the thing with the action, people will automatically change looking at us. That is, I believe, I can contribute to the young people when even at that time, because when I used to work in the restaurant, 5:30 6 o'clock I'll go. I have the Mac. I need to go and buy vegetables and things and newspaper for parceling the dosa. I used to work in Pai Dosa. It's a BCS dosa shop, and I will carry two 10 kg one hand, 10 kg this hand, and I will hold the drop bar, no Mac, and I'll hold and I'll ride. While riding, I was thinking at that time, I know one day I can think this and be happy because I will go above this. This is like my starting period. From this, I will at least go higher levels. That time, this and all will be my motivation because what I was doing and now what I am doing, I'm grateful to the nature and the people because uh, I always a satisfied person. Even if I didn't get a medal, I will be worried, but still I am happy that I am better than last year. That is always I make sure when in this all these training years, every year I train, I will miss medal because for us, for anybody, even for the any person, even the federation will look the riders with their medals. Is if he have a medal, then he can go and talk or he will get selected for the next thing. But still, people who believed me, they didn't believe on the medal, they believed on me and they supported me and they said uh, because once I stopped work I don't have any earnings, people supported me, otherwise I can't do this. And for their support what I can give return is my effort, that I didn't compromise from that day till now, and never I will compromise that because I know that is my investment in the sport. And my result combined with my investment and others support and their love, that is gives the medal the value. Even I if I came fifth also in this race, I'm still happy. But we need medal sometime, but I know one day it will come. One day came like this, so many days will come soon.
Right. That is an excellent point you made. Right. It took And of course, you got a medal, your first medal at national level in Gujarat National Games. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, sir.
After 7 years in sport, you got the a medal. You came close to medaling a few times before, but
Yeah.
this was the first medal, right? At that level.
Yeah.
So, like you said, people believed in you because although they did not see the medal through these,
Yeah.
7 years, they never failed to see the effort you were putting.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to work with you for
Yeah.
a
2007,
yeah,
18.
17, 18, I think. And I could see that, um, at that time, Paul,
Yeah.
sir, was supporting you.
Yeah.
And then I, told, okay, you don't need to do. I will support you as well from the coaching
Yeah.
perspective.
True.
And because that was because I could see the
Yeah.
effort from your side.
Yeah.
There was never a doubt in the effort you were putting in.
Yeah.
There maybe the results did not come, but
Yeah.
there never a doubt in terms of the effort you were putting in. I saw that mentality from you and Gagan, and I was fortunate to work with both of you around
Yeah.
that time. And that was it is very heartening to see that level of commitment for. And people will be very willing to support that kind of
Yeah.
effort always. And so from you have started training seriously from 2000 15 16, right?
Yeah.
So what was your first nationals, and what was the road to your first nationals like?
Actually, we used to train. We don't know which event to go. My first race actually, which happened in Punjab. CFA conducted that time. Cycling Federation. So many cyclothons were there. First one is in Punjab, Chandigarh. We contacted from the website. We got VN sir number. We called him. He said, "Yeah, you can come and participate." And me, Milanchet, and Mario went. 3 days we sat in the train. We went. We forgot the blanket. We don't know the weather or anything. We carried so much food and all. We didn't know blanket. We forgot. And the second day morning, it was like full cold. We had one bed sheet. We three sat in that. We reached 2 days before, and we got the accommodation. And we don't have a glove. And Milan Chetan is our best rider. We said, okay, I have some 200 rupees. He has some money. Said, we'll go buy one gloves for him. And we got one gloves and he wore that. We were all wearing shorts. And one BMC, that time we bought one AliExpress BMC kit. And we were wearing that. Went for race. I first lap only dropped. It was a crit race. First lap only I dropped and I was sitting there. Second lap, Mario came. Milan Chetan did some couple of laps, like he finished the race, I think. And then the second day also we stayed there. We reached first before the organizers come. We went after everyone go because our train timing was like the first national level event was that. And we spent around 10 days to do that. And we like to do that. And of course, I didn't finish the first, second lap, I dropped out. But I know we can do this. It's not a rocket science. We need to train. And it was very hard race with high speed, 40 plus speed was there. And quick turns also were there. And that was our first race. And from that, we learned so many things. How to train, what is the speed of the peloton. We didn't, because compared to our state level, national level is entirely different because state level is nothing. National level is hard. Like it is very competitive and speed also high.
All the states come in.
Yeah.
The best riders from all the states come
Yeah.
in, right? Yeah.
And these cyclothons were our first steps to this national scenario. Then 2015 state trials, I finished in the top third position in the state trials. And I went to the first nationals in Sabarimala, Nilakkel. I wish the nationals would have happened now. And that is the only one nationals happened in climb. And that year, I did all, or I don't know how to, what is the scientific way of training and how is the training work and all. We ride, that's all. And we went 2 days before the nationals. You have to think it's happening in our place. We went 2 days before. That also we rode from Trivandrum to Shabarimala 2 days before the nationals. 140 kilometers, something.
140 kilometers.
I think so. We rode and we reached. They said you need to do this event. We were ready to do any event because first national team trial, okay, master, okay, time trial, okay, everything. 3D event I did. Time trial, I was like 11th or something because uphill, and Mukesh was second or something that time. And Naveen didn't do the nationals that year. And I was like, road race, I got a flat in under 23. I was so sad. I cried and all, because no spare wheel. C. Rajesh Anna gave me one wheel, but it didn't fit on my bike. And I was like, okay.
See Rajesh from Tamil.
Yeah. And he gave me one wheel, but it didn't work on my bike. Then the next day, team time trial, we did like top 5 because nobody don't know how to ride in uphill because so much twist and turn, so many teams crashed. And first nationals also was really good experience. In that, Krishna came third, Basappa came second, and forgot who came first. Manjeet, no, railways one guy came first, and that was a good experience. And then I wanted more because now I know this is not the way to train, and I need to do so much more. And then, of course, the store people helped us to get more equipment in the way, so wheels and other things also, because cycling is an expensive equipment sport, and they helped us that way. And first few national level events and nationals went like that, 2015, 16.
Right. So, and then, 2015-16 went like that. And then how was the progression from there? Right.
Progression from there, actually, that time we don't have any analyzing, like data analyzing anything, Strava or anything. We don't even had a cycle computer. We just had a cat eye, normal training, this thing just to see distance and speed. And from there, keep doing these cyclothons. I came to Bangalore also to do this time trials and all. I did my last under 18 time trial in Bangalore, last one, and that I came first. I was faster. Others are just beginning boys. And then I used to see this Kinkini team's timing and equipment and how they ride and all. And of course, Naveen, Lokesh and all, we used to follow, like how they're doing, what they're doing, what is the difference, why we can't do. They are performing very well. Then I used to go, whatever race comes, I used to go, because for me, I made that this is going to be my life. Whatever comes, we need to go and do. Then started doing all kind of races. And in Chennai, I met Naveen in 2017, I think. Sri Perimbattur track, 2017 or 16, I don't remember correct. Then I asked him how to train like this and what is the procedure to do like this. He said, do you have a training diary? He asked. I said, what is that? I don't know.
Right.
Then he said, you need to have a training diary. That I still follow. And I used to keep that records, what I'm doing, how training and all, because I asked him how to join in the team and all. Then we forget that race I didn't finish. I vomited and stepped out. Race was at 12. I had masala dosa, everything nicely. Race, third lap, everything came out in the MRC track. And left. And from there, Bangalore, so many races. I used to come for Nandi Kolar race and the crit race and all. Then 2017, like that is the time of things changed, because Milan Chetan stopped cycling. Mario went away. I was alone 1 year training, and training alone is not easy. And then we used to do one session. It's like hill reps. We used to do 20 repetitions, 3 set hill. That's not a long hill. It's a short hill, like it's like a 40 meters hill.
Okay.
But it's very steep. We need to ride down to top fast, come down, not recovery and all. Come down immediately, go fast. We were like fighting to who will finish the first 20 faster. By the time we finish second rep, third rep, beginning only, we'll say gun done. When I was alone, I used to go early. And in the left side is full rubber, right side is one old wall, and this road is like this. And I'll go early morning and I'll finish this workouts. When I'm alone, then there is nobody to say, come, let's go.
Right.
We are waiting to somebody to say at that time and all. But we used to say no means that no will be like, no, now we can't ride. Our shoes and all came off because the rain is heavy. We used to use that AGU shoe and all. It is fully soaked. And this training is very hard for us. I will never forget that session because we done so many times that hill reps up and down and 60 times.
It's a few seconds effort.
Yeah, it's like a 15 to 20 seconds hard effort, like 60 times. That's all.
Right.
And we used to call Polsar. Polsar never come. Then we had a friend, Sri Ganesh. He came one day and they were like, oh, yo. Then that session was very hard. Like that, when I was alone, I used to start finishing that sessions. That made me more confident that we can do if we put our mind there. We not even take break. Even that after 20 set, we have some couple of minutes. We'll try to reduce that and come down and go back. Our nutrition and the thing was correct. We'll drink 1 bottle of water and all. We think that less water, full mileage. That was our thinking.
Right.
And then 2000, that full year I trained alone and started doing Bangalore races and all. Then I missed an opportunity to get into squad team in 2016, which Faisal got in because under 8, not 2016, 2014, I think. That's the year I was under 18. Because my registration didn't happen in the MVS in under 18 category, it went to elite. Elite, I finished some 6th or something because not too many competition, but
Right.
Sridhar Savenur and Jeeta Ram, everyone were there. They broke away from the bench and we rode, me and Milan Chetan, and catch them and finished 5th or something. We asked, can he have an opportunity in the squad team? Because some support. But they said no, only under 18 they will take. And that was always in my mind, that because I didn't get that, I had the I was deserving that at that time.
Correct.
But I couldn't register for that. But we both registered at the same time, me and Faisal. His registration went, mine didn't go. And that's why they said no. And I said, okay, if it's something for us, I always tell myself it will come to us. I will never worry too much about that. If something supposed to come to us, good or bad, it will come. That I know. And that year, like 2016, there was an event in Gujarat conducted by this Scott, 2016 last. Then the MVS also came. And the MVS I finished first. Then they asked me before the MVS how you will finish the race. I said first. We are going to do first only. And accidentally, or I did a good effort, I came first.
Right.
And they were asked to start a contract with them. The meantime, Naveen also called. For the Ciclo team, they wanted a sub rider with a limited quota. Said okay, for me, whatever is, both are better option. Next step in my life. And I was like, okay, I will wait for Naveen's this thing, because that's the best option I had.
Right.
Scott also really good, but both have different terms and conditions. And I was like, Naveen's was Aman also was there at that same time. Aman and me were
Correct.
there.
Yeah.
Then they said, before they say anything, it was getting delayed. I said okay to Scott, because for me also I can't keep holding so much things.
Correct.
And Scott supported me very well with equipment, coaching with Nigel. And Nigel's coaching was a breakthrough because it was a different style of training. Still heart rate, but it was different style of training, and the equipment was really good. And their support also was good. They used to send us for events and things like that. And it's always a pride to have some team in your jersey. I always believe in that, because that gives a confidence when you are in the bunch. And I represented Scott for a couple of events. We got medals, and that was very good relationship with them till I said no, because it's always we need to say no at some time,
Right.
and we need to move forward always. That's also I learned in the sports. But when you are moving forward, we shouldn't stamp anyone and go forward.
Right.
We should gently go forward
Right.
without hurting anyone. And then 2018, Naveen asked me, "Are you interested in to join Ciclo?" I said, "Of course," because I know one point that equipment is important. More than anything, coaching and the planning is important. That I
Right.
know,
Right.
because getting a cycle is not as hard as getting a proper training and a proper planning. At that
Correct.
level of my performance, I of course I will go for Ciclo. And Ciclo team was like Bachi sir and Ashish sir, and along with the TA, they were doing a really good job at that time. I used to come for races. They will dominate all the races. I will do the crit and all. Last lap they will overlap me, and it was good because it was good competition and good spirit. Then I said, Scott, we send a mail officially that this is then always corporate have issues because there is need some strong reason, and nobody, it's like there's nothing explained.
Right.
They said okay, no problem, all the best. I gave my bike back, and I came to Ciclo. And at the end of the year, Naveen I met. He was a manager come team leader, and I met him, and he asked, "What all is your plan? And what is your what you are going to achieve as a cyclist?
What are your goals and
Ah,
aspirations
goals
for the
and
year?
things."
Yeah.
I said, "I need to become world champion."
Hmm.
Like,
Right.
you can think whatever what you want.
Right.
Getting or not, it depends on your effort and things.
Hmm.
But I know it's not easy to become a world champion.
Right.
Because we to achieve something, we need to at least train at that level.
Hmm.
Now I am not training at that level, but maybe we don't know. I
Right.
have still long time to go.
Right.
And but I always believed at that time also to motivate people, because as a sportsman, my vision was not winning a medal initially, also to motivate people and bring others forward with their physical and mental capacity.
Right.
And that was my motivation. Whenever I win a medal, even in any local events, my people who supports me were very happy. And looking at them, they will come, come, let's go for a ride. At least someday they woke up with thinking of riding in the group which we all riding together.
Right.
Because when I came here, first rides I ride with you. I was waiting for that moment. Venkis are coming, I need to ride. Naveen coming, I need to ride. Like that, I need to support some people now. Maybe I can't motivate like how much you guys are doing, but at least I can do it in my circle. I can do at least a little bit more people I can motivate. That was my goal. And
No, let me just interrupt you there because uh, whatever you are doing right now is uh, uh, is in my view much more than what I did, at least in terms of motivating people and supporting them and stuff like that, because you by the way by the personality that you have, you are very helpful, hardworking and very helpful and very approachable, for a lot of people. And I see that you the reach you have is much more than whatever we at least I had is my view. You are helping a lot more people, I think, and very rightly so, because there are so many people who are inspired and motivated, and they need that kind of help, and you are doing that, and I'm really happy seeing that.
yeah, maybe it will be true, because I try to do always more like helping people, because it doesn't take anything. For me, time is after my training, I'm free. I will tell always. I don't have anything to do much. If anyone asks something, I will try to help them. If I can, I will definitely help them, because people, when I asked help, people didn't think twice. That's why I'm also like that, because what you get, you should give also.
Exactly.
That is what I think.
Yeah.
And I always help people if I can help, honestly. And I will, when my athletes, sometimes they will say they can't do, they have difficulties and all, I will tell them the way to do it. Maybe I cannot support them much, but I know how you can operate that process, because I've done that.
Right.
That's why I can easily tell them how to do an event, how to plan one event. Even my training center, when we have camp and things and all, we don't train much. We train much more than that. As an athlete, I will help them to develop their skills to represent them in the society, and contribute their uh, some portion to the community, because we can't do everything expecting returns. Returns will be love and the support. That is the biggest valuable thing, I believe. And I can tell that is the most important thing also. Other things, everything will come. That's the one thing I always tell the kids or my athletes. First I started interacting with the kids in Ooty, when I used to take them for cycling training and things like that, because I like to teach. With my qualification, I can't teach, but nobody can't stop you to do what you want to do. That's why I said, okay, this is my students. This is, I'm going to teach them what I learned. And everything is learning. And it's not only sitting in a classroom and getting education. That education is basically how you are behaving in the society, and what is your contribution to the society with what capability you have inside you. Not everyone will be a mathematical professor, or everyone will be a sports person, but everyone will have some talent, and every talent have a specialization now. For anything, if you take, there is a degree for that. For any this thing, there is a rank holder for that. That's why you need to bring your what, if you are a sportsman, you have to bring the sports up. When I started cycling in college, there was no cycling. Now the cycling is so big in college, and it's the medals of the university level, national level, even the national games medal, I'm alumni, but still that will add to the college achievement.
Right.
And because why, we wanted our sports to grow in our college. That is why, like that, if you, for that you need to be proud what you are doing. Even I will tell, when I used to work in the office, I used to clean the classrooms, clean, and I have to clean everything. That's why I know what I'm doing. I was proud to do that. I was not ashamed, because
Right.
the same age people are sitting in the classroom, I'll go clean the, I had no regrets, because I know this is the way to do, and this is the way to start your life. And even when I go to any places, whatever job you do, you should be proud about that, what you're doing. Even any job, it can be any job, okay? Then people will start giving recognitions for that job. Then the value of the job, cleaning is not an easy job. That is the basic, for an engineering thing. First thing and last thing is cleaning. If the thing is not clean before work, you can't find this problem.
Right.
After the work, if you didn't clean, then you can't say it's work is finished. Cleaning is very important, like that, anything. That's why we need to be proud what you are doing, and you have to do it with your heart. You shouldn't think what others thinks. And then automatically your sport will grow, or whatever what you want to grow, it will develop inside you, and you will become stronger mentally to go through that period. And uh, that is also one important thing what I look.
Right. So you have been you have been training consistently, and you got into a squad team, and
Yeah,
then
Ciclo.
Chiclo team, right? So how was that experience during that period, in terms of your skill development and results and race experience and stuff like that?
uh, More than anything, uh, the people around us gives the energy. When I was in squad, I was alone. there was team, but there was not a proper team. Ciclo is a race cycling specific racing team only focused in racing. And I was around like Naveen, Aravind, the Gagan, and all these people. And that is the most important thing at any field you work. Who you are with. That is the one important thing. Because if you are
The
not with
company
the,
you keep.
yeah, if you are not with the correct people, then your growth will be slow. If you are not with the correct people, then you find them and go. That was I also did. Scott, I did well in that equipment and things and all. But next thing, I wanted some team, really strong team to race with and to learn so many things. When I came to Ciclo, I had the team, equipment and all same.
Yeah.
Team was the biggest contribution, and they took us to Belgium. That was a very good motivation, because there we are, if 100 people are there, we are 110th. There is one imaginary 9 people in between us.
Yeah.
And even my first power test, I did it in Belgium. I think I was like dead. I don't have a power meter. Vivek Radhakrishnan gave his second hand power tap wheel at a good deal. Value for money. Che always say, don't say cheap, value for money.
Right.
Really good power tap wheel. Me and Gagan went. We were staying our own. Naveen and Arvind was somewhere. We were happy. And because I always have the respect, because he's my guru also.
Right.
That time. And for me, teacher is well respected. Because I am coming from that background. We are not like, even we don't talk like friends. It's
Right.
different. And I was so happy with Gagan. No problem. We will watch the Telugu movie and all, and we'll go for training. Come back. We have some Australian and UK friends. We'll fight with them for the fan and all. And there also we learn so many things, because sometimes we need to control our emotions and our mind. That even if you are at last, you need to look some progression. Somewhere, some graph, peak power will be high, or your endurance will be little bit more better, or you would have feel better at that ride. Maybe numbers would have been low, but you felt really good at that Shelter Peloton ride. All these things I learned when I was in Ciclo. And the team was more about racing specific. I learned so much about racing, how to race, what to race, and how prepare for nationals, how these numbers work. Then I started power meter training also. That was the main what main breakthrough of my cycling also.
Right.
And that year I trained like 2018. I think I trained almost 19,000 kilometers, I think, if I'm not wrong, 19 or 20,000 kilometers. I didn't even know that you have to track how much volume you do
Right.
at that time.
Hmm.
And like that, learning was the main thing, and the team confident was the next ingredient to make me a best bike racer, at least in national level.
Right.
That was
So what you talked about the experience in Belgium. You were saying if there are 100 people, you might be like 110th
Yeah.
person. But what were the takeaways from there, from that experience in training and racing in Belgium?
Yeah, see, I went there. I met next time when I went there, I met Dries Diven, who is the lead rider for Julian Alaphilippe in stage races in Tour de France. In the stage one last year when he won, he was the lead out guy. He was part of the team. He's 40-year-old. I accidentally met him. But purposefully gone and talked to him. Because it was raining, nobody training, and there everyone will have quick step, international jersey, world champion jersey, and all. He can't make out who is pro, who is not pro.
Right.
And when I went and chat with him, and he said, I'm from India, then he's like, good. Then I said, can I talk to you? He said, yeah. That is the thing. As a sportsman, you have to be humble. If otherwise, it is not nice. Otherwise, people won't get the benefit as you as a sportsman. It's not about how many medals or how many wins you have. It's how many people are affected with your life and how many people you changed. That's the most important thing.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And that person was like that because he is a pro rider. I am just gone from Kerala, India. I don't even speak English properly. I can't even spell the team name proper. That Quickstep, Alpha Fine or something was that time. I said only Quickstep I was telling. And I know only his name is Dries. I don't say Dries Divine. That was my level.
Right.
But still I went and spoke to him. He was saying, for them cycling is a culture. For us, it's not a culture. That is the biggest difference which Indians or we people are not performing in the world level events, a tour or anything like that. Because for us, it is not the first priority. Now at least is coming. Maybe from here, fourth generation will participate in world level road racing. Track is though started. Will do, because what you are giving importance, you will develop the skill and you will develop in it. You will become better at it.
Exactly.
That is what he was telling. I said, because I wanted to be part of it, two different team. He said, honestly, he said, this is not the way to do. Then you have to be in Belgium or you have to be in Europe from the junior age category. So many people asked how to go and participate World Championship, how to go to Belgium. To go to Belgium, you just have to have visa and flight ticket. You can go. No problem.
Exactly.
But to become a pro rider there, you have to go at a junior level. You have to go and compete there. You have to win. Then you have to slowly come to the UCA level events. Then the last step is the two different team. Even you can go to. I wanted to do World Championship. Honestly, to participate, I need to take the road racing start. I don't know how I can do.
Right.
But that is I wanted to do. That I can do, I know. But to get into a two different team is different. Otherwise, someone have to own the team.
Right.
Then he is the bench rider. Chuma to sit like that.
Yeah.
Because that's a very hard, not only hard, like, and so many factors are there. Because there is no big difference between two different rider and a Belgium pro racer for a amateur team, because it's luck. Absolutely, it's luck who you are getting. You just think that Remco Evenepoel, if he was not in a team, you think there are so many talents also there. He had the right luck. He had the choices right. He made the decisions right. All these things have to fall in at place. Then only we can get into that kind of.
Yeah, there are so many people, so many riders at almost equal level of talent.
Yeah.
Is what you mean to say, right? There are, if you go to a place like Belgium, you will see every other rider is as strong as the best riders at the world level.
Yeah.
So that's why it is more than just talent. You need so many factors to fall in place to to make it to the France or world level team, right?
Yeah. Because cycling is a very different sports than any other sports. I'll say football, cricket, or most of the sports, we don't have to be in full time on the action. Football also you'll get some recovery. Cricket also you'll get some recovery. Kabaddi also you'll get some recovery. 90% of the sports, hardest sports in the world is boxing. After that, I feel is cycling.
Right.
Because this long you don't have to sit and think one 100 kg guy climbing.
Right.
Think 55 kg guy following 50 kmph peloton.
Right. Yeah.
Both are extreme.
Right.
For that, you need to train properly. You need to have the events which you are selecting have to be proper. I didn't do the last Asian Championship trials. I could have done. If I could have done, maybe we don't know if I could have selected, or at least maybe I wouldn't have selected, but I know where I'm standing. I didn't do. That's my mistake now.
Right.
Like that. There 100 races are happening. You need to know which one to go. Here one is happening, I didn't go. And still I am doing in a elite level in India. If you want to be a pro level athlete in abroad and all, from my point of view and from my knowledge, you have to go and train there and compete and go. Otherwise, UCI junior, this thing is there. Switzerland, there is a road camp and road specific UCI training center. You have to go, you have to train with them. From there, you can come up. That is a good platform, straightforward platform. But that also have their own terms and condition and things. You can do that actually. Yeah. That's the easiest way than going to Belgium and finding all these things. Switzerland, UCA training center, junior category, you have to apply for the scholarship things. do that. That's the best way to become a pro cyclist, I think so.
You also they also will have selection process and
Yeah.
everything, right? Yeah.
They have selection process and things. They have power tests, things like that. And so many riders are came from that to the world championship and stage to the tour teams and all.
Right.
That also there.
Right. So you went to Belgium as part of Ciclo, and I think it was around that time we were working together in 2018 and stuff. And afterwards, what were like 2019 and after Ciclo, how was the transition progression in terms of your racing and development?
18 I was training with you, sir, and the last 1 month like you and Naveen was giving me schedule,
right?
And I was under 23 second last year,
right?
And I trained the most how much I can do. In between I had crash, I broke my hand. Still we were we did the training session indoor in Naveen's house. I was staying with him at that time, and because one I forgot the Scott rider name, he broke his hand, and 3 weeks he was on the trainer only, and he won the Paris Roubaix. I forgot his...
the Australian rider.
Scott. He's racing for Scott. That was my motivation, and I used to do. I had a tray on my TT this thing, road bike handlebar, and I used to train. I was staying with Naveen. That time Naveen was in Australia also, and that trainer workout for 40 days, double sessions and things and all, gave me so much confidence. And with that base, I was training outdoor also. After that, I used to do a couple of rides with Naveen and others also, and I was confident in the nationals. But I didn't do the TT. I did only road race. I was fifth. Aman was first, and I was like, okay, next year we'll see. And next year also we trained, but the result was good. My training, what I did, I could perform in that national level. That is the one important thing which I always wish, always have to have with me. When we are training, we need to deliver it somewhere. Most people don't know to deliver the performance in the right platform.
Right.
I know people will train for 10 months and only do one race. That's actually, if I think, it's no point.
Right.
You can do multiple events, because that's the way I believe. Everyone have their own perspective, and my athletes also I will teach. If you have a race, you should do, because racing is the analyzing and the motivation for the main goal. If you directly go, it is not work.
Racing also gives you a that extra motivation, and you won't be able to push as much in training as you would do in a race, right? The motivation that you can get out of a race situation is way higher than what you can do in training.
True.
So obviously the numbers and the development also will be similar. Right. So racing, I think, is the best form of training, like you say.
To hit 1000 watts in training is hard.
Right.
The race is easy.
Right.
Like that, to hit 300 watts maintenance normally is hard. For me.
Right.
But in race is okay. We won't even think. Push gears, everything. That's why racing is always good, because that's the moment we are proper athlete, and we need to have that competence inside us, and we need to make the right choice. Training is easy, racing is easy actually, but training is actually easy. You don't have to think while training,
right?
Because you, whatever in the papers you are doing. Racing is actually easy, because if you do everything correct, whatever in the training you did, but it's hard mentally, because you need to know when to follow, which attack to follow, which sprint to sit with. These both are important.
Right.
If you miss one thing, if you miss training, then no point going racing. But if you miss racing, the main event will get affected. It can be get affected, because in India we did so many races. We know all athletes how they will do. I know Arvind Panwar, how fast he can sprint, how fast is his surge. I know how Naveen's attacks. I know what other riders do. How I know? Because when we do racing with them, we know if we are 10 people around us, we know when is our time. If that whole year's experience was this year's nationals I put, and I took a risk downhill fast sprinting.
Right.
That was my this many years' experience, and Krishna Naikode is the fastest sprinter. Harshvir, I never rode with him, but I know he's a strong guy. I know Navin's sprint. I know Arvind's sprint. I know Sudarshan's sprint. I know the 6th, 7th guy in the peloton. I know each and everyone. 70% of the peloton in that sprinting group, I know who all will do how. And I know what I am lack of. I'm lack of high speed in a shorter duration. I need some time to pick the speed. That's why I start the sprint first. If I wouldn't have started the sprint first, I wouldn't have made the medal.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know, but
Yeah.
that worked for me.
Right.
But next time I know this, I need to change some things
Right.
to get a first place finishing. Need to develop some skills and some power that I will work, because all the races are the eye opener. Training, we will say today I had VO2 intervals. I was like dying, suffering, but I won't bother too much that, oh, I did 300 watts first set, second set it was 275. But in a race, if you are 5th and 4th, you will think why the small part. I am like that. Some people are in the training also, they will sit and do so much analyzing. I won't do that and all. I one day over, next day let's come tomorrow. That's all. But in a race, it's not like that. I will sit and see, okay, why it did happen. And I always prepare a note before the ride, how I am going to race. I always believe in this visualization and things like that. I always write a note about the race, and I will write it from the last thing before the race. Going to bed, I will do that, writing a note, and I'll keep next to my bed. And next day morning when I wake up, I'll read that and go. 90% of maybe I wrote like 50 times. In that 30 times, it happened almost like that.
Right. So what does that note typically?
Note means how I am going to do the race, how my competitors will do the race, and how when I am going to attack. This and all I will write and keep. Once you write, if you are thinking in your mind before you sleep, is different. When you write, it's already the action halfway done.
Right.
Then you think. Then in the race day, it will automatically happen.
Right.
I believe in that way. Maybe it will not work for everyone. It works for me sometime. I always write and keep. And some races after race also, like if it didn't happen like that, I will write how it happened, and I will see both. What I write, what it happened, and I will see what was the difference.
Right.
Maybe I missed one guy in the peloton. He made the difference in the race. Next time I won't miss that guy.
Right.
That is also my preparation for racing, and I always suggest for my athletes, mandatory, the night before you need to write what you're going to do. Even the time trial, I'll make them write.
Yeah, so the having a strategy is important, and that what you are saying in terms of writing and serves two purposes, right? Having a clear strategy, one thing, and then it also is like a visualization as to what you want to make it happen. Right? So that's an excellent insight, and I think it will be a useful thing for all the people listening. Coming to your progression in 2019 is when you got into LBB.
19, because Ciclo got stopped. Then I was like, Navin said he will train me. I was training and staying with him. He's then Ciclo stopped. We got the bike. They gave the bike, and I was like, okay, let's. I needed some team, because I always like with a group, because that gives me confidence and motivation. And LBB was one of the best option, and they're like chill, no problem at that time at least, and they were very supportive in the way of like it's easy to maintain the relationship with the people. It's not like it was not a very hard thing. And Naveen put me through LBB, and I'm happy to be part of LBB, and we did so many things with LBB. myself and with our team, and with the shop we did so many things. Sharik and Ben, everyone, like even Anand was that time, Anand and Ankush and Agash Plus and Imad, and everyone are like, we were like one family.
Right.
And still people are different team, but we are all one.
Right.
That is, I always have that feeling when we are
No,
racing.
definitely having a team and
Yeah.
being part of a team gives you a purpose, right? Some a sense of belonging and a purpose to
Yeah.
work towards.
Yeah.
So that is having a team is, I think, the best thing that can happen to anyone riding.
Yeah, true.
Anyone who wants to race.
Yeah.
I think having a team would be the best thing. That's why I always suggest people who are looking to do well to have join a team or start a team.
Yeah,
You know?
I always, my athletes are all racing as a team.
Right.
I'll tell them to work for other, and next race you work for the other person.
Right.
And support each other, because my training is little hard. I will scold them and all.
Right.
My coaches never scold me, but I will scold them because they are like, some point they were like doing some stupid things. If I see, I will definitely give them. Then they will do well.
Right.
It's like they are
Yeah.
waiting somebody to say.
Yeah.
That's why when after that, after a couple of races, we thought, okay, let's do one thing. We all work as a team. I will plan when the local race and all happen. I will plan a strategy and tell you. You guys try to deliver that. They won't do that. Then I will tell them nicely. Then the next race they will do well.
Right.
Like that. And
Right.
I want them to know the importance of team spirit in this cycling. In our team, we have that very well. We support each other, and everyone rides, everyone does their part very well in our team. I will tell my students, my athletes also the same thing. You need to know the importance, because to win individually is very hard in cycling. You can win local races, but my aim is to win my athletes in national level. To win national level, you need that team support and things and all. And sometime only we can win alone. It is very hard. But you need to make sure that when you are in a start of the race, when I went this year for the race, I made sure that I will reach the finish line with my own effort. I will train for that. I will train to reach the finish line with my own effort.
Right.
I won't wait anyone to help me. Of
Right.
course, if any help comes, it's great.
Yeah.
But I will never expect that. I
Right.
will tell people also, never expect anything from anyone, because I won't expect anything from anyone.
Right.
If you expect, what happens now? You will feel sad.
Yeah.
I like unexpected thing.
Right.
When it's unexpectedly happens, it's so good.
Yeah. Exactly.
That is why I believe, okay,
If you go with expectations and it doesn't happen, you get disappointed.
Yeah.
Instead of that,
Yeah.
go prepared so that you don't need any this thing. And if help comes unexpectedly, that's a bonus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've experienced. I can't give examples and all. So
Right.
many times I experienced.
Right.
Maybe when I will try to come to go to town. I will come out my house. I will get some lift. I am not expecting, but we
Right.
go till the where I need to reach. Free
Right.
lift.
Right.
AC car. Jolly. Like that. This are not small things. Even big things like sponsorship and things like that. When we are not expecting, and when we really need it, it will automatically come. That you need to understand.
Right.
For that you need patience.
Yeah.
Otherwise it won't work.
Right.
You can't come 2 years in cycling and think you will get so many things, or you will get sponsorship and things and all. Like the athletes now there are performing were much better than when I started cycling.
Right.
But that time the population was very less in cycling in competitive level, but now is very high. That's why I always tell them, now you guys have performance, but so many people are there. To come forward, you need to do multiple races, and you don't miss one training session.
Right.
It's very important. Some athletes nowadays, they won't think that everything is scientific, like numbers and things and all. But end of the day, you have to ride every day. Most of whenever every day means that except the recovery days, you have to be on the bike. Maybe the in nowadays in training peaks and WKO5 and all, even I train. If you want to add the TSS next to ride, if you compensate, it will come.
Right.
That fitness still will be there, but that one day you missed is missed, and those small things is the difference makes.
Yeah.
And that is one important thing.
Right. So you joined LVB, and then you participated in a ton of events and stuff. But the major move that happened with LBB was that you were moved to Ooty, right?
Yeah.
So that what from a person who knows you a little bit and have worked with, it was really heartening to see the kind of work you have done in Ooty. Because, before that, there was no cycling community as such. There are people riding,
Yeah.
on and off, and a lot of people are there, riding. But what I saw you there is, getting people together for rides, getting people together for races.
Yeah.
Small kids, also coming together, from ages, 10 onwards to 60s and 70s, kind of, all age groups coming together and riding and participating in these events. I think that was really, really heartening to see. So, share a few, experiences from your initial days in Ooty and how it developed.
Actually, going to Ooty is my life-changing moment. That I can tell. Now I will be there only for sure. There is no doubt, because I've stayed so many places. Like I've stayed in my house. I stayed in Cochin. I stayed in Trivandrum. I stayed in Bangalore. But when I went to Ooty, it feels like home. That is the difference. And like I said, we need to bring our sports in the community or whatever you do. That's what I was also doing, because I went to in 2019 nationals. I know 19 is the last year I'm going to staying with Naveen. I know, because he's also elite level athlete. I can't stay too much. It's his his support to me. He allowed me to stay there for 1.5 years. I don't think nobody would have stayed before, and now nobody will stay also.
Yeah.
I got a golden chance, because we won't have so much conversation, but I learned so many things. That's what I said. You have to start changing with the others' action, not with the talk. I won't talk too much with Naveen.
Right.
But with his action and his discipline and things, I've learned so many things. I have a great respect to him as an athlete. He's one of the top athlete in the world. I will tell, because the dedication and things he have. As an athlete, I have that respect to him. And 19, I know after nationals, I am not going to stay there. I don't want him to say you have to time to leave. Before that, I need to make a plan. I made a plan 2 months before nationals only. Sharik said he's planning to start a store in LBB Ooty. I said, Sharik, honestly, first you do this proper, then you go to Ooty, because this is not done completely. You have huge potential here. He said, no bro, we have people there. I don't have to go, because we have property there. Then I said, okay, then it's fine. I was the first guy said no to the store. Then I had this in mind. Then I said, okay, why can't I go to Ooty? I never thought till that moment. Then I spoke to Benny after my one sprint session in after Tollgate. I called Benny. I'm planning to. Can you ask Sharik? Can I run the shop in Ooty? Then he said, good, macha. Then I said, okay. We spoke to Sharik. Everything set. After nationals, me and Naveen sitting in the sofa opposite. Naveen said, I need to talk to you something. I know this is what he is going to tell. Then I said, I want to talk to you first. Then he said, okay, you tell. I said, Naveen, I'm going to leave this house. I'm going to Ooty. Then he said, this is what I came to tell. Your time to move to the next place. I said, I know. Then I said, okay, I'm going. Then I moved to Ooty. In 3 weeks, lockdown happened. I found the house, lockdown started. I explored Ooty everywhere. Then suddenly I got a call from some lady, Seema. She wanted to train her daughter, Samara. That's how I started training Samara. When I have recovery rides, I will take her. Recovery ride 3 hour, 10 kilometer with the girl. And I will drop her home. I used to have breakfast from her house. And Jitu sir, her father is very supportive person. And that's how I started. Then other kids started joining. And then our group become little couple of kids and all. And I used to enjoy. I know this is what I want to do, share the knowledge and learn from them also. Even if it's a kid, can teach you so many things. And we were like family. We won't call anyone by uncle auntie. I hate that, this uncle auntie tata and all. I'll call by name or sir madam, that's all. That's why even when kids and all comes and calls, you cannot judge people with their age, because I know people are in 60s do, people can't do in 20s. Then there is no scale for that, because
Right.
physically activeness is the young, that is called youth. If you are active at 60 means still you can be young now. That's why I taught the kids first thing, we will represent everyone and we will call everyone with the name, any age category, because we have people at 63. Nobody don't like to call uncle or auntie. That's why I said okay, we will call everyone by name. And we will go for ride. When we go for ride, we will stop somewhere and we will teach them about that particular, maybe Toda temple or the landscape or the animals or things like that. They will also teach me so many English words and all. I don't know sometime to tell, then they will teach me. It was very nice. And then my life changing person came to my life, Sangeeta, because she, otherwise I wouldn't have met her if the lockdown was not there, because she is a very busy working person. She used to teach in, she is teaching in Lawrence yoga. She will go 5:30, come back by 6:30. I am never going to meet her. I used to say I wish always people, because I am not the person who let him say hi. I'll say hi.
Right.
Okay. Like that, I always say good morning and go. I never seen her face because we both go same direction. One day I went to drop Samara. Then I saw Sangeeta coming. Then we invited her for ride. Then she came. She was also having a cycle, but she don't know how to ride. Then we taught her how to use the gear. Imad used to be there. And I will be right back. Imad will be in the right front, and we used to take the kids for the training rides. And once Sangeeta learned, some other parents also joined. And then she is also was athlete. She used to play hockey in state level and all. She used to do decathlon, and she know how hard to be as an athlete. Then she asked about how my food and things and all. She is like she looks everything for me. Like if she is not there, I wouldn't have performed this much. That
Right.
I can tell you honestly, because I was I can't see what is happening outside me, and maybe sometime inside me when I'm training. She is the person who gives me correct indications what you have to do, because she is the honest person. I have five peoples in five things to ask doubt, and they will say the last word. That is the word. Maybe for buildings like training center setting up, I have Samip Cheta. My one of my close friend is there, others. He will tell when I have any confusion. He's the last person to say the words. I won't ask 100 people like that. Sangeeta is overall. That's why I she changed my life, because she taught me so many things. And like I said, when you are with the right people, you will have the right motivation and the right spirit. When I was with Naveen, I've learned. When I was with Sangu, I learned. And she also always tell me, you have to go forward. You have to do so many things. I was honestly, I didn't know I will start a training center. Because of her, it process become faster. And the what I never gave up, because if I want to do something, I will tell at least two people. I won't keep it with me. Why I am telling that two people? Not to show off. Tomorrow they'll ask why you didn't do. If I tell 10 more than 10 people, it is showing off. If I tell only you, then it's like you will ask me why you didn't do that.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah.
That is why I always tell. And Sangeeta asked, what's your future plan in the initial days? I said, I will run the store. I will do multiple branches and things like that. And as a sportsman, running a store is very hard. Then I quit the shop just before. Meanwhile, I was setting up the training center. I was searching so much land and things like that because I want to start a house. I wanted to build a house. When we build a house, I'll have a liability. How I will finish that,
Right.
and how I will do my sports.
Yeah.
Liability, sports, house. Three things won't work. Then I thought Ooty, high altitude training center. I will build a small house with few athletes can stay. That was the initial idea, and look for land. And we were asking to the people like, see, I can't pay now. I can pay like this, and once I start this thing, money will come. I will pay. Nobody agreed. Then finally, one person who came to me with he liked the idea, and that's how we started with what all I had left it in my hand, and some other money also I sourced. That's how we started the training center. And uh, uh, in training center also we have, why I set up that, because as an athlete I had so much difficulty, because even the sponsorship, if I ask 100 people, 2 people will give.
Yeah.
That also, whenever it is comes, we don't know. But for an athlete, what he can do, the training center is set up in a way that anyone can come and stay and host their camp.
Right.
When I was in Bangalore, I didn't had any earnings. I had somebody helped money. Not everyone will get like that, and sometimes it's not enough. I want athletes to bring their community people and use the facility and make some money themselves to do at least the coming nationals.
Right.
Because I can't do full time camp. The place is empty. Like if Gagan or Adarsh from Kerala or Arvind Panwar or whoever it is, they can bring their people. They can use this facility.
Yeah.
Actually, these who all I told, they don't need this, but I know people who really need this kind of support. Those riders can bring the locally people, because like I said, you can motivate around the people around you. You call them, they will definitely come. 5 people comes, they stays. You are giving valuable time for them. 3 days is enough. 3 days you need to plan your training. You need to adjust the training. In that 3 day, the income you are making will help you for the next nationals, I can assure.
Right.
And that's the best way, because you are doing this what you love to do, cycling, and you're teaching. When you teach, you will learn so many things. When you handle people, you know how to handle a situation. That's why I tell my athletes, whenever I conduct camp, I'll bring them 1 or 2 and I'll make do the assist work, because they will learn in the future. Because in case if I am not there also, that place have to run.
Right.
That's the way it's set it up. And the person who helps me for doing this Samipan Chatan also very more his this thing is support people, and there is no pressure kind of that kind of things. That's why I am looking forward in the future the training center will be so many athletes will come and train and use the facility. And yeah.
Yeah, it is it is in a beautiful location, and at high altitude there is and the kind of routes that we have there,
Yeah.
and I've seen pictures of the facility that you have, and also heard from feedback from people who have been there. It is a beautiful facility, and of course, training with you, and doing high altitude camps there is, I think, the best kind of training. And you had quite a few people before LEL and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So it is an excellent facility. For anyone who is actually looking for, training or riding in Ooty, I think that is a great place. Hit up Sreenath's SL7 high altitude camp training center. It would be really good. So from there, let us come to your recent the result at national games in Gujarat, right? So let us talk, what was the experience like from ITT and then the road race. What was the experience like? What was your training leading up to, and how did it go?
Like I said, the previous nationals, I also finished in the first bench in the sprint only, but I couldn't sprint. That year, I made my mind that next year, whatever happens, I need to be in this finish line with my own effort and as fresh as. And after that, I spoke to Naveen because training in Ooty is not easy, honestly. It is very hard because of the altitude and the effort what you do. For me, at least myself, I can talk only about me. And weather condition, all these things.
Weather is
Ex-
very unpredictable, no? Yeah, that is
Yeah.
one thing that adds to the difficulty of
Yeah.
the high altitude and the
Yeah,
weather.
and rain and all, you need to wear everything. You need to go like corporation kuppandi. Full thing you need to wear. And how you will do with that VO2 intervals and all? I can't do. And sometimes I call Sangeeta with me on motorcycle too when I have intervals just to motivate because legs and all won't spin. And then after nationals, Naveen and me had a chat and said, okay, this year let me try. He said, yeah, it's good to try yourself because sometimes it also works. He said, if you need any help, you can ask. And then I started like 6 7 months. We planned. I'm doing my training sessions. Like I do different kind of training, and I do long volume. And then I started studying more about coaching and training and things like that. And I have couple of riders data training peaks who performed very well in India and abroad also. I analyzed that because just to see people who raced with me, I just to see what they did more than me to get a medal. That is the easiest way to find now. When I looked at that, my training is better than them. I've done the training, but I can tell little more I did than the people who got the medal. But somewhere I lacked. I said, okay, it might be my luck, but I know I can train that much. That is also one thing. You need to train that much. Then I'm not going to look at national level events. I want to do international events. I need to do because for my style of riding, climbing, and technical routes will be good. Asian Championship and Asia Cup and all happens in that kind of terrain, uphill, down, twists and turns. Then I thought, okay, I'll do time trial also because time trial is the most important thing for a cyclist at any cost, maybe for selection trials or in the race. You need to do your time trial. And I started focusing time trial. I got Aman's second-hand bike. And yesterday night only I know it is a wrong size because S sticker, it's like, it's not an S. And I was, whatever I do, I can't fit on the bike. And just day before we had a chat with Joel and Imad, everyone sat and then we said, okay, bike size is wrong. Yesterday we
The TT bike or not?
TT bike.
Okay.
And I started focusing TT and I started training for that long volume and all because I don't have anything else to do. Training, eat and sit at home and go to shop sometime and just look everything is proper. And I'm not working, but just I will go always. I like to go there. And then I started TT. National Games came. I know I have a chance because I know everyone's training is been haywire. Mine was consistent. I know nationals will happen only if you are like doing properly. I know their services. Some riders are not coming, and of course strong riders are there, but their training was for nationals. Suddenly, national games came.
Right.
I was like, okay, and now it was November, October time. I always these months are really good. Every year Nandi I will perform very well, and just 1 month, few months before nationals will happen, I will be tired. That's what usually happens. And I was like, okay, let's see. Time trial. I made my mind 6 months before next nationals. I'm going to do time trial only because I need to try for Asian trials and all. That's why I started time trialing. And I know I have comparatively less power, but I have other advantages like small and I am little bit more. I can be flexible, and power is one thing I'm lacking. That if I train, I know I can build it up. And for the national games, ITT, equipment was one fault. My bike fit was not correct. I couldn't warm up. I just went and they changed my bike position fully. Like 7 centimeters, my saddle they pushed back.
Okay, for during
Just
the
before
bike
the
check.
race.
Bike
Bike check. It's my fault.
Hmm.
I was like, I'm not supposed to ride the ITT. They said you can't ride because you are not selected from the nationals for the ITT. You are only selected for the road race. Then Joel and Sangeeta and all went talk to them till night 6:30, evening 6:30, and then they said VN sir knows me, and he said okay, we'll allow because slots were very less. He said okay, and Nandini also got this thing, and I said I will do my best, and I did. I did a decent timing. I was like 1 minute slower than Arvind, and I was like overall sixth or something. And
sixth overall, yeah.
and I was like,
Wasn't it this the best result you had at nationals
first
for
time I'm
90?
doing ITT.
Oh, you haven't done ITT till now, right? Wow.
This is my first ITT, and before I know when in 2018 I did chumma naam ke vaste because Kerala team was telling you need to do ITT. I was specializing mastered and criterium. This is my actual ITT fully prepared for a
For the
national.
first time, yeah, sixth.
And
Bad.
then of course Joel got a medal. I was so happy, and I was like my results was good. I wanted a medal because I've trained. I know I've trained for that. Next day road race, road race. Joel told I don't have to repeat all those things. And yeah, only I was like I had belief in myself. I was middle 1 point. I was nowhere, not in the break, not in the bunch. Like 35-40 kilometers, I was riding alone.
Alone in middle of
Yeah.
from peloton
Yeah.
breakaway, you are
Yeah.
riding in between.
In between 1.5 laps or nearly 2 laps, I rode alone. And that
You were
was
trying to bridge to the
thing.
breakaway.
That's what Joel said, 2 minutes gap. Bunch was much behind. And I was like, I couldn't think. I was like somewhere because I couldn't drink water. Officials was just here. I can ask water. Surya saying he screamed. I honestly I didn't heard anything.
Right.
But I heard somewhere and all. But he must be screamed 100,000 times. I heard only maybe 10 times. And but I had the hope. Front people started falling down. Then I know at least I'll get a top position because if this is the same thing. Then bunch came. A few people from the bunch came. Then we attacked again. I made sure whatever attack happens, I'll go. First one actually Joel and all gone. In the U-turn I was first. In the front I was there. When they go first lap I didn't go because it was too early. Then a 3.5 minute gap open. Then nobody chasing. Then Punjabis attacked. I chased 2-3 times. Then nobody is letting them also go. I said okay, let them at least go. After they go, I went alone. That down and all I can't even see them. Uphill I'll see. Flat I can see. Downhill though gone. Like that gap started opening. By the time front started slow, and then end of the day, that sprint came together. I was fresh. Like fresh means I am ready. Whatever happens.
Yeah.
That was the mindset, and my training of course helped me in Ooty pushing heavy gears. I used a bigger chain ring like 55 and 11-25 at the back. I think I never used higher ratio.
Right.
Because of training in Ooty that I got this thing. And because I know it's a downhill sprint, I need to use a higher ratio because all these people will use high ratio.
Right.
I know that. That's why I put that 55. And I looked at when the sprint coming, I was looking at others gearing and all. This will all have to happen in split second because sprinting we can't change gear. And my left shifter won't work. It's synchronized shift, only right.
Okay.
And if we press something wrong, gear will go. Like Nandi race, gear didn't work.
Right.
And yeah, like every dog has a day. That was my day also. At least first day. I wish more days will come.
No, definitely. I am sure that more days will come. The kind of effort you have been putting for, for a long time now, like 7 years is a long time, and you have been year on year, you have been very consistent, and you have been, progressively getting better in terms of, the amount of work you are putting and the quality of work have been putting, right? So the results are bound to happen. So
Yeah,
congratulations. I was so elated to hear that
result.
the result finally came in terms of a medal at national games.
Yeah,
I am very happy for you.
thank
I
you.
hearty congratulations, and I am sure this is the first of many, many medals for you. Uh, Keep up the good work. But what next from here?
Next, like I said, my target is to represent India. I need to try time trials in the Asian level, because if it's a uphill route coming, I can definitely perform well. And I am training towards. I know I can't perform like world champion level, but at least I can try to be the last guy in the peloton. That's my goal, and I'm working to bring my fitness and my yearly volume into higher this thing. And yeah, my preparation is perfect. I can tell I'm preparing perfectly, and it works for me, and I'm stick to the plan.
Right.
That's why there is no other problem. And events, it's not in our hand. Something goes wrong, we can't do anything. But at least in this Nandi race, my DA2 didn't work. I have to ride crash mode, full heavy gear. Then Ankush Baba Sharma gave his bike at U-turn. It was
So yeah, let's talk about the Nandi race. I haven't, I wanted to come watch the race, but couldn't make it because I was traveling.
yeah.
Came late from Mumbai and all that. Yeah, let's talk about Nandi race. How did it
There is
go?
nothing.
Yeah.
It was good. Like team was saying, I was the lead rider,
Hmm.
and Joel Shaurya was there. Imad supposed to come. Imad had a crash. Otherwise, he also was there. Have a good chance. Till the U-turn, everything was okay. We were going cushy.
Hmm.
One break was there. We got just in the U-turn. We saw we will get them in the U-turn. My our plan was U-turn after attack. My plan also, and we turned right. Road was bad. I take always turns a little faster and aggressive, because half the people will drop there only, because we have to be in the front,
Yeah.
because I don't want to be at the back stuck. And I took the right turn. Road was very bad. I was so happy. Full fast I went. Taka taka taka. Vaishak on my left. Vaishak is going like this and all with the MTB skill. I was just riding full straight. After we caught the brake, when I shifted, gear not working. When I looked full heavy, then I know something gone. Then I can't do anything. I said, okay. First thing, gear went wrong. Ankush Baba. Because Ankush stopped before. I saw him. Said, I know. This gear I can push, because I was looking some 240 to 235 watts, 72 RPM. That's usual for me.
Right.
In
Ooty.
in when we do Calcutta, it's usual. I know I can ride till Nandi first part, this gear.
Hmm.
And I was in the front full time, because if I change, someone slow down, that gear won't work, and back started hurting. And I was screaming, call Ankush here, call Ankush here. Nobody's understanding. And I tell Joel my bike is not working, because Joel was behind, his chain dropped. And he thought I am attacking on him. Okay, I said, Shaurya is with me. I said, Shaurya said, you said you want bike. Shaurya asked to me. I said, bro, no, because I know he have a chance. Then he's asking. And I said, okay, do you know change shoe on the bike? I asked. He don't know. I said, then no, we are not stopping.
Right.
Because while riding, you can actually, if you loosen both shoes, suddenly you can stop the bike. Like triathletes, you can swap the bike and go. 10 seconds, you can do the work. But
more than that, it won't be it will be a problem.
Then I was like, Shaurya said, I don't know, bro, that and all. Then I was riding. Then I in a one climb, the power and speed was little higher. and some traffic came. I went ahead, then I had a gap. Then Krishna came and joined me. He was sitting behind me. So riding that high pace, we got a 30-second gap. Keep telling Ankush Baba's bike. Then Ankush Baba, I thought it's a Shimano cleats. So it's not Shimano cleats. Went, I checked look cleats. He gave me the last climb where Rick attacked, no?
Right.
That last climb before Nandi Junction. I stopped. I was not about to stop because we had a 30-second gap. Then I was like, with this gear, anyway, we stopped. I removed shoes. I put his shoes. I took his bike and joined this Balton. By the time Krishna went ahead, but Krishna didn't ride. We caught them, and then I was riding Baba's bike and Baba's shoes. Then on the climb, I was like, I wanted to do a really good time. That was my goal. I don't have power meter or anything. Then Shaurya, me, Vaishak was there. I was sitting with them. I didn't attack and all. 1-2 somewhere, chuma, because I had really back was hurting. Then last sprint, I know I can do well. Shaurya attacked and I attacked after that. Vaishak chased him. Then Vaishak came and sat with me. Then Vaishak was in the front, I was side. I was ready to sprint. I know he also sprints, but I've been with Vaishak that situation so many times. That's why I know. And I sprinted and finished. Bike was Baba's bike. And Kiran immediately, KKR was there. KKR said, Baba, next time you can't say you didn't win because of the bike.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But that is called team. If
Right.
Baba didn't give bike,
Yeah. Exactly.
usually no other team will won't give. That's why I said
Right.
we are still like family.
Right.
And that is more important in the sport and in life also. That's what I learned from the sport.
Right, right. Yeah, beautiful. In the community, it's always there that,
Yeah.
if you are able to help, we are,
Yeah.
always help.
Yeah.
And of course, you being you, you help everyone around. So no one will think twice to help you also, right? So that's good that you got it done.
Yeah.
So is this the second time you won?
Third.
Third time.
Yeah.
Right.
Last year didn't happen.
Correct.
Leander supposed to come. Leander comes, I can take Leander bike. All the time Leander only gives me. Last time one wheel puncture, Leander came after.
Right.
His wheel I put and went.
Yeah.
Like that. He didn't come. That's why if he's there, I can ride his bike.
Right. Right. Awesome.
But still.
Good. So, you have been, like I said, you have been doing really well, progressing year on year. I think, we don't need any other inspiration other than, NJ, who even after all these years, more than 12 years nearly 10 years, a little more than 10 years in India at the top level in the sport, and he still keeps improving and making progress. So I am sure in that respect you still have a long lot of years ahead and lot of progress to be made. I am sure you will continue to progress and bring more and more accolades to yourself and to India. I wish you all the best. And I am sure there are so many people who can benefit from your experience, the kind of knowledge that you can bring in with your coaching and with your high altitude training camps and everything. So I would urge people to reach out to you as well there. It is when you have that rich experience over the period of time, right? It is great to see you contributing that to the giving back to the community that way. So what are some of the tips that you would give working athletes?
Tips means I don't have any tips and all. You need to believe yourself. You need to believe when you are with any coach or anyone, you have to be 100%. Even I have 1%, I won't be with anybody. because I don't like that. That 1% is enough to damage the remaining thing. That's why I always 100%. If it's there, there. Otherwise, no. That's my policy. That is the way it works, because if you have doubt, then no point. You need to work what you need to have two things. One important thing, why you are doing, and what you are getting from this, because tomorrow you shouldn't regret. I know with cycling monthly I won't get 1 lakh paid from any team like Ineos or anything, but I know I will get more valuable things than money doing cycling. For me, that is valuable. That's why I'm doing cycling. And I was like, you have to be consistent and you have to be strict with what you're doing. And as an athlete and as a I can't tell myself a coach. I'm not a
You can.
certified coach, but
See, certifications, don't make a coach.
Yeah.
You don't need certifications to, from XYZ body
Yeah.
to, certify someone with your experience. And it's not just experience, the attitude to teach and the attitude and the ability to teach is what is needed for a coach, right?
Yeah.
That you have that all the attitude, aptitude, and you have all the right ingredients to make a great coach. So
Yeah.
you can call yourself a coach.
Yeah.
Don't hesitate.
As an athlete, I will make sure I will do the work to achieve my goals. But as a coach, I want my athletes to win a national medal or their goal before the time which I took. I won't let them take that much time. That will be my contribution for my athletes. And that's why I'm strict with them. I will shout at them, scream at them, because I know the value of the time, and the medal you are getting at X age and after a couple of years have some difference. More than that, the confidence will change. And that maybe I know two people, John and Karan from Chennai. The most, the pure seed we can tell. Whichever ground you put, that seed will grow. They were like that. They were pure and they were strong. I told Karan stopped. Karan said, "Why you are stopping?" I asked. He said, "No medal, no this thing, very hard family, this thing and all." I said, "Don't stop. You can do that. I believe in you. You can do, because I've seen how you train and how you ride and how you progress." I always regret they stopped.
Yeah.
Because I know how they ride. Like that, I know my athletes how they perform. Sudev, others, and my Chennai amateur athletes like Nizam and Mahesh and all, they are all ride very well. I have I'm so happy to have a coach or a trainer become successful when his athletes are successful. If you have 10 athletes, if the 10 are successful in their achievements and goals, that is the success of a coach. I am successful, and for me that is not enough. I need my athletes to perform in national and win the medal, and they are capable of that. They are very strong and mentally and physically, but small things, they don't have that maturity. That's the place where I put pressure. That's my job, and I don't have any regrets for that, and I will do that. And I will always, as an athlete part, I will train. If they want to compete with me, they need to train as good as I do, or more than that, because that's the way to get better. You to come fourth, you need to be the guy who fifth and come fourth. Like if you want to come first, you need to be the guy who's currently first.
Right.
That for that you need to train and prepare everything proper. That sometimes these boys are little lacking. That's okay. We can handle that.
Work on that.
Yeah. And these are the two things I will tell. You need to be, you need to know why you are doing, what you are getting, and you need to be 100% committed to that. And don't expect anything that you will get this at this time. We can't guarantee. Maybe I don't know when is my next medal will come, but I will keep fighting.
Exactly.
Now at least some relaxation is there.
Yeah.
When we are going to do a race. But still, my goal is to compete in international level. I don't know when it will come, but that is my goal now. And you should increase your goals higher. Then that previous goals will automatically will cover in that. That also there. You shouldn't be worried that, oh, can I do that? That is the one thing always some people will think. When maybe when I started cycling, people wouldn't have believed I would have done this much. Maybe, I don't know. Some people would have believed. That's why I came here. Both circumstances will come. Human psychology thing is we will first go to the negative. That is there. You need to start practicing thinking positive things. That is very important as a sports person, because when you think, it will happen. You shouldn't think even about anything bad. Always think about good. It is not easy thing. It's very hard, that visualization. Why I am writing in the beginning? Because when I'm thinking, I'm do the race 40 kilometer, then I will start attacking and all. By the time after attack, I will think something else. Oh, that shop coming somewhere.
Right.
It will come, sir. Because I tried. It's not easy to if you have
Stay
a doubt,
focused.
when you are sleeping, you just think in your head. You from your house, you are going to Indiranagar one shop. You can't reach there one shot. You need to do multiple times, because in between somewhere you will miss. That's why first I write always. Then I'll read. Then I will visualize. That is very important, to think positive. That's very important. You need to start thinking positively, and you need to have the courage to take your failure. It's not actually failure, because every step to the finish line is your success, and that make sure that steps are forward, not backwards. You can take backwards sometimes, but when you come backward, you need to go 2 steps forward. That's how it has to be. And of course, when you people around you, everyone are good, but some combination won't work. Don't say no to those people. Say it's not working. Say bye to them. Find the right people, because like I said, where you are coming from, who you are being with, that is where your life is changing. Because I'm as an individual, but in a community, we are so many people involved in my life. If that's why others, people around us also is very important as our life to become better. And I always I know who to be with, who not to be with. But it's not like that I won't like them. I'm not involving with them. That's all.
Right.
And yeah, that's all. And yeah, train.
Train.
Yeah.
Train. Keep riding and
Yeah.
stay consistent.
Yeah.
That is the mantra, I would think. Man, this has been fantastic chat. Thank you for taking the time and sharing your experience with the Working Athlete podcast.
Yeah, thank you. And for the listeners, it's too long, and some questions I didn't answer. That answers it continued. For that,
No. I think it was perfect. It went very well. I really enjoyed it. I'm sure all the listeners also would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
That was my conversation with Sreenath. I hope you enjoyed that. If you are enjoying these podcasts and are finding them useful, please consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it on YouTube as well as on your favorite podcasting app. It really helps. Thanks again for your continuous support. See you next week with another guest.